Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Brigg, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opetaia.
Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Mr. Johnny Nelson, we're out here in Birmingham. That was my Brummie accent.
Where's Brummie accent going? That worth a try. Birmingham. I don't know if that's right either.
Definitely rather not have a Brummie accent. But yeah, let's jump straight into it, Johnny. Ben Whitaker behind you, doing a scrum. He didn't say a lot in the press conference either. A lot of one-word answers. What do you think his mindset is? Talking like that, basically, he's not saying a lot.
It was like that on the gloves are off as well. He wouldn't give anything away, and no matter how many times I tried to squeeze it out of him and give him like the platform to say, you know what, put some meat on the bones, he didn't care. I think he's probably hurt by people's reaction to him. They're talking to him like he lost, and unfortunately, if you're going to play the pantomime villain, what's going to happen is you're going to get villainous behaviour back towards you. So he'd have had the stick, he'd have had the criticism, he'd have everybody making opinions of who, what, where he is. And regardless of what you say, you know, it's going to hurt you. You know, he even used the line himself, Ben Whitaker. That stuff hurts you. You know, it doesn't matter what you say. So now he's going through a certain cycle of a professional fighter, whereas he's thinking, right, forget about you, like this is about me. You know, I'm doing this for me. So he doesn't mind giving one-word answers. He don't care about our opinion of him, because he knows how cruel this game can be.
We always get these moments where certain trainers, and you see a lot of the big names end up going towards that certain trainer. We've seen in the past with Shane McGuigan and Ben Davison, but Andy Lee seems like the hotcake at the moment. Why do you think that is?
Working with Andy Lee, I think he's done that because he said himself he was going in the gym and he was conducting the orchestra. He was saying who boxes, you know, what he's going to do in the gym, and he needed that respect in the gym where he thought, I've got to get this right, I've got to make sure I'm on point here. So making the move initially, I know we're shopping around to work with a few trainers. Making the move initially is a good thing, and I'm glad he's done it. I think what I think of the relationship with Andy Lee, I think Andy Lee's a brilliant coach. Do I think Andy Lee's style would suit Ben Whitaker's style? I don't know. That's the question mark. Would he be? I heard he was talking to people like Adam Boone. I thought, yeah, it's a good mix. That could work. But then I don't know enough about how Andy Lee works with unorthodox fighters to be able to give it.
You don't know him?
Pardon? Yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the level of potential that Ben Whitaker has, I don't know. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But as long as he's got the fundamentals and the basics off to a T and understands he wants to draw them out of Ben, they're important because Ben is a good boxer. He chose the wrong tactics. He chose the wrong mindset going into that the last fight against Liam.
And then with regards to Liam, I don't know if you would have seen the documentary we did on Liam. Fans have warmed to him. Can you see any of that potentially getting to him and letting him kind of get distracted?
Make sure, you know what, he either makes sure or breaks sure. I think it's making Liam, because he loves the potential, the reality of what success brings him. I heard a story that he went to a shop to buy some Calvin Klein underpants. He said, I don't wear Calvin Klein underpants. The shopkeeper recognised him and gave him a discount and gave him for 20 quid, and he said, God, I love this. This guy's so down to earth. But he loves the trappings of what our sport can bring for him. So, and this is the tricky situation. When it gets to that point there, if you become expectant of it and you get so used to it, then what happens is you forget to put the work in. You turn up for the opening of a crisp packet. You don't train as hard. I think at this stage, at this point, for Liam, it's good because it makes him want more. He doesn't become complacent, think I've done it now. He wants more. It's making him hungry.
Ultimate question, can Ben Whitaker turn it around, or do you think Liam Cameron will continue on with the success he had in the first fight?
I believe Ben can turn it around. I believe Ben will has to have a hard 4 points win. He's going through a transition in his career. If he is to be the fighter we think he's going to be, you need these kind of fights where it just elevates you to the next level. And Liam's going to make him have to kick those doors down to say, right, you know, I'm gonna really put the work in here. And so Ben's a good boxer, you're forgetting that, but he's a very good unorthodox boxer as well. He chose the wrong tactics and tried to fight fire with fire, and neglected his unorthodox ability, which made him so successful. So he just needs to find a way to clash the two and bring that into his fight game.
Prediction, Ben points, or do you think he stops Liam? Because you're obviously picking him to win.
I think Ben on points.
And just away from this, we've seen Tyson Fury in the last few days has put up some videos. He's been slowly doing more. He was initially training his missus, then he was doing running himself, then he was doing 2 sessions a day. Now I think the other day he was doing 3 sessions a day. You tell me what do you think's going on there?
So unless you're you're stood alongside Tyson Fury, what he tells us might differ from what he's actually doing. He might enjoy teasing everybody. Am I going to come back, or am I not going to come back? In a fantasy world, you want the fact that he'll come back to fight Anthony Joshua, and realistically, that's the only fight that's out there for them. Realistically, financially, from the business point of view, I think it'd be foolish to go any other route. But we just got to wait and see. I gather AJ's doing it as well, the trainer as well, and so we just got to wait and see. I think people just don't want to run away with their imaginations on their wish list.
What do you think is going to be the future of Sky Sports? We've seen, there's a lot of big shows potentially on the horizon. Usyk, Dubois, there's Shakur Stevenson, Zepeda, obviously we've got Dalton Smith this Saturday as well. What do you think is going to happen with Sky Sports? Will Sky Sports stay in boxing?
Yeah, I think Sky Sports have always shown the appetite for boxing, and we've been the cornerstone, we've been consistent, we've seen them all come and go. Remember Satanta, remember Box Nation, you remember all come and go, and they're going to change the game. And this is the new dawn, and Sky have been consistent, and they can stay consistent as long as the appetite's there. And so I think it's a great business model to just sit back, watch, see how they operate. I don't think Sky's appetite has changed. I'd be very surprised. It'd be the first thing I've heard anyway. So we'll just have to watch this space. I'm not in the offices upstairs, so I don't know how they look at it, but they understand what boxing does for them as a business too.
Good stuff. Just trying to think, has anything else been happening, Johnny? Anything else? Dom Ingle's back on the scene. Brad Goldsmith. Everyone's always wondering who's Dom training. He's got Brad Goldsmith fighting in an area title fight. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But you know what? Brad's got a tough fight on his hand against Coleman. Coleman's career was has been kind of like mine, where he's travelled all over the world to Dubai, Australia, and to fight in everybody else's backyard. That makes a fighter. That grows a fighter. That gives a fighter so much confidence when he comes back on home turf. And so Bradley's got a good fight. But yeah, it's nice to see. I see John's son, Luca Ingle. He's now taking a mantle. I'm like, that's nice to see. So slowly but surely the young guns are coming through to try and keep the Ingle reputation going. What else? You've seen 3 generations of Ingles now, and you're still looking young. I'm that old to see 3 generations come through. What else has happened? You can talk about the debacle with Ben and Ed. I don't even want to talk about it because I think he's been all done so well. Yeah. Obviously Ben's had a lot of stick-ups for it as well, and I think, like he said today, certain channels obviously go through their own platforms, etc., to run that propaganda, should I say? Yeah, you know what? I just think at the end of the day, it was a rookie mistake. He's suffered the consequences publicly, so he's got to have to bite the bullet and deal with that. This is not a Ben Whitaker situation; it's a Ben Shalom situation. It's something that he's got to learn from. And you know what? He's paid the price. Frank's making him pay the price. The memes are making him pay the price, and so that's just part of the game. Again, we saw Chris doing the mile walk with Chris Senior doing the mile walk with Michael Watson in Hyde Park. So nice to see. I know they invited a lot of fighters down to join them. It was so nice to see, and of course it was making the rounds of what Chris said about his son. But I understand everybody's point of view. I understand how Chris is looking at it. I understand how our Junior's looking at it. And there's a situation that's going on there that's personal business in the Eubank household. Then publicly you're looking at it.
Chris Senior as a father, he's saying, son, I'm talking to you as your dad, not as a coach, not as a promoter, not as someone that's going to make a ticket on you. You know, this is how you want to do it, son. This is Dane. And so he's talking from his experience and his wisdom. His son is creating his own experience path to get his own wisdom. So there are going to be clashes, and so it's spilling. The personal stuff is spilling out into the public area. That's the sad bit about it. But I understand Junior and I understand Senior where they're coming from.
Would you agree within that scenario? Because Eubank Senior's said about, you know, licenses should be revoked for Eddie and, you know, going back to the Triple G Kell Brook fight, and he's obviously suggesting that this fight shouldn't be happening.
Well, the British Boxing Board of Control, I'm a big fan of the British Boxing Board of Control, and they learn along the way. They make mistakes like everybody else, but they keep our sport on the straight and narrow. And if the British Boxing Board of Control had an issue with this, remember, we see what's said publicly. We don't know what the rules are behind the scene or what's been decided behind the scene. And if mistakes have been made, you know, they'll learn from them for the next fights coming through. If the Boxing Board of Control were not happy with it, then there's an issue. They are happy with it, so I understand where Chris is coming from, as I said, but I understand how the British Boxing Board of Control has kept everybody in check and learned from the lessons and the mistakes of the past. So I trust their decision making.
Indeed, we'll leave it on that, Johnny. It should be a good weekend of boxing coming up. Thank you for your time.
Nice one, look forward to it, man.